Basically, started off with sports diving and decided that I wanted to go pro. At the time, there wasn't many options. There was an outlet down in Fort Bobby which was running a commercial diving course, which I looked at other options, and the option I went for was to join the Royal Engineers. Went for a selection process, passed the 2-day selection process, and I was accepted for the basic diving course, which is an Army compressed air divers course, which is a 6-week course. Passed that course, and then went away. You have to get 50 hours diving experience in, which I actually acquired within a period of about 12 months, and then went back to do my advanced diving course. Benefits for me for having joined the Royal Engineers and doing diving is that we were accredited with health and safety executive qualifications. Some of the counterparts, like in the Royal Navy, weren't actually offering that qualification at the time, but the Army was. So we were actually getting commercial diving qualifications while being a soldier and being in the Army. Really, that was the main thing that sort of drew me towards that. Had the intentions of basically doing the commercial diving course, if you like, the Army course, and then once qualified, leaving and going civilian, going working on the rigs, but found that I actually enjoyed the service life as well. And the other thing I always used to sort of think, falling back onto, was if ever I got injured in diving, I still had a career in the Army. Luckily never been injured, touch wood, but have sort of now been at the game since nearly 17 years now. I've been in the Army, and out of that 17 years I've been diving for now nearly 15 years. I've been very lucky. I had 4 years full-time employment as a diver at the Royal Engineers Diving Wing at Kiel, where I held the post as a junior diving instructor. Then went away back to the Field Army, did normal soldiering, then got the opportunity to go back to the diving school in about 94 as a senior diving instructor when I made the rank of sergeant. Well, I did another 2 years, and then my present employment, which is the Senior Inspector at Diving Army, where I've spent the last 2 years in that employment as well.
What I want you to do is replace the cordage on the plane, okay, 8 metres. So you want probably about 6 metres of cordage, because there's about 2 metres in the bag itself. What you may need to do, before you disconnect anything, grab the bag and just make sure you can control the bag.
Predominantly we will do what I call shallow water work, like inshore diving commercial work. We'll do recovery, which is a classic one where things can get lost, whether it be vehicles, whether it be aircraft, where things have gone in the drink. We'll do obstruction removals for things like river crossings. What you've got to remember is that all the divers are combat engineers first, so they're actually trained as engineers on the surface. They'll actually be trained in things like scaffolding, construction. They'll be trained in concreting, all the type of work they'll actually do on the surface, and really an engineer just takes that work underwater. So scaffolding is like second nature to him. He'll go down, he'll build whatever it might require. Sometimes it might be a scaffold pier for an improvised bridge in places like Kosovo, where a bridge is going to be put back in place. It could be something like putting some formwork together underwater for actually building a concrete construction underwater. So all we do really is we take our surface skills underwater. So the guy's an engineer first, a combat engineer first, and then he becomes a diver and then just takes those skills underwater. You can join the Army, join the Royal Engineers, and you can't make diving a full-time employment, but you can do it as part of your job. And if you're that way inclined, then I would say you can also steer your career that you're going to spend a lot of time in diving.